Right on. All right. So it's got to be a quick stream today. Got somewhere to be. I did not stream last week, so I'm making up for it right now to myself. And it's a promise to myself to continue streaming and to not stop. Sometimes you need time off. You just don't know when that's going to be. What we're going to start with today, kind of the overview of the stream, we're going to start with some market cap comparisons. We're going to talk about the subject right now is Maple. It's not the only crypto asset that I have. I have other crypto assets. I'll get into those as we go through the streams and as I think about content and developments around that content and those assets. I also trade too, so I'll go over some trading psychology and some different things around the things I'm choosing to trade and why, based off of prior experience and that kind of gut feeling, because the charts, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Anyways, so moving on, what this stream is going to be about, I'm going to have to shorten some of the aspects of it. Good chance of that, actually. But here we go. So this is the stream makeup here tonight, and this will be the content for next week. I don't know what's going on with that. I need to see that. There we go. Perfect. All right. So market cap comparison. There's a common tool. If no one knows about it, it's called market cap of, and you just type that into Google, it'll come up. It's a very popular tool. To the basics of that tool, the market cap comparison tool is to tell you what the market cap or value of an asset would be. Could be a crypto or stock in this case. That we're going to talk about crypto, and in this specific one, we're going to be comparing Maple to other assets that are somewhat similar to it, same realm, DeFi, as well as RWA type situations and stuff like that. Ones that would resemble closest to an RWA in the last bull run. I'm not really going to get into synthetics. I could. It would probably be a really good comparison, but synthetics isn't into the credit lending market as much as Maple is. Maple specifically sticks around in that area, which in my opinion is pretty safe because private lending is not very regulated. So it's a safe thing to assume for the most part that you're going to be all right. Anyways, as far as regulation, and let's get into it. So we're going to start with the market cap comparison tool. And this is the one that, everyone uses. And for the sake of, this is a tutorial. How do you use the market cap calculator? This is how you use the market cap calculator. If it would click, there it goes. All right, so, you can select from, this kind of goes in order here, top cryptos 1, 2, 3, 4. If you go compare this chart, these over to say coin, brain fart. If you go compare all of these to these, it's going to match these top ones. So that's how they have it laid out. It's very live information. It's very good information. And what we'll start with is, you're going to put in what you're looking for. In this case, it's Maple. There's a good chance that it's going to find whatever you put in there because, like I said, it's live. And it tells you the current price right here. And then you're going to say, one of the options we had, I like to use Q&T. And, for this stream, let's just use Q&T. Q&T, and we'll get into that in a second. So this is the market cap calculator. If Maple was to reach Q&T's current market cap, which is $1.6 billion, and it's currently sitting at $126 million, it would be a 13 times your money, or 13 times whatever you put into it. It's $16, and it would go to 211 to equal that one. However, if you go further and you look at the Q&T all-time high and compare it, that's a 41 times. So at its height, it was $5.2 billion. Could that be possible if more liquidity flows into crypto and Maple RWAs kick off, and Maple is at the front of it all, and they're continuously lending out private credit. They're continuously developing unique pools. Their community continues to build and things like that. $100 million market cap's basically nothing as an asset goes in terms of, especially crypto, because there's tons of growth here possible, and that's why it's always good to see what happened last time here, as far as the highest QNT went, because there's a decent chance that Maple could do this. So even now, if you could 13 times your money, instead of going out to the bar one weekend for $100, put it into Maple, you could go to $1,300 instead of $100. It's pretty fantastic. Just to kind of put it in the slot machine, or just not drink and put money into investing, because this is a decent investment, excuse me. And so that's the basics of that. And I took a little further, see if I can get into I have a little bit of time to get into this tool. So I went a little bit further, and I was like, okay, cool. So I made my own here. I plan on making this available probably on a Google Drive setup or something like that. The link would be in the description, probably, of the content associated with the market cap tool. It will also be associated with this live stream as well in the description whenever I upload it. And all right, so it's pretty basic here. You have you have this one. Anything that's highlighted into the form here that I've created is going to be what needs data input to make this work. So I've kind of already looked up the things and put them in here, and you can do that simply by going into, I'll get rid of this, go down. If you go into coinmarketcap.com and you do a search, and in this case we were looking for data on QNT, you would click QNT. All right, it's current price, and we're going to go through, I'm not going to get into that. So I'm going to go off of, for the sake of this, is because I'm using to be equivalent, max supplies versus, yes, I accept. We have 14 million. There you go, now you can see it. Okay, so 14.8 million, the all-time high. If we keep going down, is, come on, so hard to zoom in on this and drops everything down. All right, I give up on that. It's right here. It's on the left. Like, if you don't have it all zoomed in and everything like that, it's the QNT all-time high is 428.38. Okay, so that, in this case, we have the max supply, which is what I said we're going to be using, and 428.38. Great. That's the all-time high market cap. And we'll go ahead. The other one had 5 point something. It was using a different supply here, but I use the max supply because that's ultimately the max risk, because if all the supply is out there, then there's nothing else to dump from the original investors or the developers or things like that. Just staking and normal business and stuff like that to be dumped. Heavily dumped. So anyways, max supply of QNT is 14.8 and all-time high is 428. Those two data inputs gives us this. Okay, so then we'll look at that, comes down here, and there's 10 million Maple max supply, and that would give us 637 per Maple. And then let's put in what the current price is to see what kind of return that is. So that's a pretty decent return. That's with 3,884%. Again, that's 3,884% more of a $100 bill. That's pretty awesome, instead of going out to the bar. So that's the basics of that tool. I don't think I need to put any more samples in there, examples, but you could go to the market cap tool and do it yourself. But this, I think, opens up creativity and how you can think about, okay, if the supply is this, and the value is this, because that changes all the time. You could change this based off of circulating supply, and circulating supply, you could do whatever you wanted. That's kind of the benefit here, is it's already built out. whatever you want to put in here to make your best investment thesis. And should be zoomed in enough for you. Yep. Okay. That's enough of the tool. So I'll, again, description everywhere possible. If I forget, please comment and ask for it. And we'll go ahead and get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. So what we're going to talk about now, let's go back to the Word document. Okay, so Maple recently got into a partnership with USDC. You can research that yourself by Maple plus Maple partnership with USDC on Google. That partnership and what it basically, more so what that means and what it could mean based off of their history and based off of the market, and kind of tying all those things together. So we've discussed in prior streams, prior episodes, whatever you want to call them, this aspect of Maple is that they're a credit lender, right? So they focused on mainly institutional lending, and they have pools associated with that, and basically pulling together multiple resources and paying back those resources a rate, but also lending it out. Cool thing about it is they've done it with over collateralization. So the problem with what happened during FTX was that there was an under collateralization issue going on. So what that means is if I put up, say, let's just use simple numbers, 10 and just 10. So if I got a loan for $50 and I put up 10 XRP, and then the XRP value went down, well, that would be, people call it margin calls. I'll call it a maintenance call. Depends on the type of loan that you're getting or line of credit you're getting. But in this case, it's just a loan. So they're going to come out for that 10 XRP and say, hey, you don't have enough to cover that initial $50 loan. Your collateral, your XRP has dropped in value. So this time around, what Maple is doing is taking collateralization and over-collateralizing it. So they're requiring more than is necessary. So there isn't a big, massive, a big sell-off in crypto, and the risk is exponentially higher for the collateral to be too low. So it helps so that you can't get rid of that risk 100%. Just not even possible. Traditional finance or in crypto doesn't matter. So what they've done is they've over collateralized. So you can dig in again, like the last episodes I did. You can dig into there and or just dig into the Maple website and go look into the resources and learn about how it all works, especially if you're looking at investing into it, because it's pretty interesting. And I think there's a lot of competition around small businesses and how these small businesses need to grow, and the rates are high because the existing Fed rates and things of that nature. So there comes a play for something like Maple Finance to come in and give rates, competitive rates for lending for these institutions, and I call them small businesses. Could be large business as well. They have $3 billion right now that's in the pool, so they're doing pretty good, and it keeps growing. So people are taking it interesting. People are taking an interest in Maple Finance and what it does and what it has to offer. So it's an in-use product, and the goal is for it to grow and to believe in that growth as an investor. So let's get into trading psychology. Oh man, I'm doing good on time. So trading psychology, this is something that is really what makes a good trader. There is nothing else that makes a good trader besides trading psychology. You can show me all the indicators that you want on a chart, every fundamental that sounds the best. Like I'm going through these fundamentals and everything. It just, I don't know. There's nothing solid there. There's no cheat code. The cheat code is your patience, yourself, and these these statements right here are really something to think about when you're trying to put in, say, a limit order or a buy on anything that you're investing, especially if you're trading, swing trade or short-term trade, long-term spot trade. Traders, that's ultimately a long-term investor, but ultimately they're a long-term trader because they're trading something in the market of value for money and back and forth. So, anyways, fear and FOMO. And there's FOMO in the top that you need to get in on that, and it's going up so high and you need it right now, just like that new car or the last toilet paper roll during COVID, and you're willing to pay whatever it is, and next thing you know the market goes down. You're like, well, I got toilet paper in my hand, it's not worth anything, or it's worth just for use, whatever I can use it for. So that's the top FOMO. But what people fail to generally realize is they try to buy the dips. And these dips, there's so many bots out there. There's so much psychology. Excuse me. There's so much psychology in the market. There's so many things that these bots know. They go out and they hit it. There's terminals that they pay for this information. There's socials out there. So they'll go out. They'll look at who's influencing what, who's pumping what, who's dumping what. And things of that nature, these bots will. And then they'll also go into the books and they'll look at all the orders and where they're sitting. So their goal is to not sell it, their goal is to sell it for as high as they can, not to buy it from you for as high as you can, or for as high as they can. So also, whenever you're trying to buy it really cheap, they're like, well, we're not going to sell it that cheap. You can chase us. So you have that limit order in that's at the bottom possible support on a chart, for instance, the support level on a chart. And you're like, man, why didn't it hit it? Well, it happens all the time to me, and it happens all the time to everyone. Because if you draw lines, you'll see these little wicks that pop down. They don't hit those. They want that trader to now chase it up and FOMO in. Whereas your other option is to simply think about not a cheap price or a high price, but a fair price. Just like I want to get the best deal I can on a TV or anything at the store, and I wait for a sale. Or if I'm trying to buy something from someone, say a car, and I feel like I want a fair price, I'm going to negotiate some. I'm going to probably be patient with that car and walk off the lot if the dealer doesn't work with me. But at the end of the day, we both want, they want to make the most money. I would like to have a fair price on my vehicle. So that is what you should be thinking about, is what is fair market value, and live with that. Because on the both ends, it's going to be very hard to get orders filled unless you have a lot of money, unless you're a whale and you have a lot of liquidity, because they'll go down and they'll pick up that liquidity and then bring the market right back up, because then they'll buy it from everyone that's selling off that FOMO'd in. These bots will. And then you'll have these whales at the bottom with massive orders just ready to catch it, probably the same people that are employing those bots, and they'll grab it and they'll take it back up. And the next thing you know, man, I shouldn't have sold. Dang it. So there you go. Trading psychology and Maple Gains. We're going to move on to this. This is some things that I put out on Twitter or X that I'm going to be talking about this week. So I'm looking over it, making sure I hit everything. The potential of Maple Gains in the house. So we'll get a little bit more into the house. What we got here for time? We're good. Tool, we talked about the tool, the market cap tool, and we talked about, so I will also cover trading psychology as a profitable trade. Yep, did that, limit orders, and that's the big thing, is that you don't always have to be in a trade. If you think that you do, then you need to take a break and just hang out with somebody, go have a hobby, walk outside in nature. You don't have to be in a trade. So that's there you go. So after I get through all this, we'll talk about I'll get in there and start doing some music, some jamming. I've had quite a few gigs in the last month, so I've been definitely not enjoying my music as much as I do for me. I've been playing a lot for crowds and other people, so I'm looking forward to that today. Just kind of losing myself in the music, if you know what I'm saying. So here we go. The last thing that we wanted to talk about here that I didn't talk about, Maple Gains and House. So we talked about what it could happen, and there's no promises, and this isn't financial advice, blah, blah, blah. But, let's talk about, they're very active. This was 4 days ago, Bloomberg.com. If you haven't heard about them, look them up. They were interviewed by Bloomberg Crypto, talking about regulatory clarity. It's a good video, good listen. It tells you more about what Maple's about, what they're trying to do, what they are doing as well, because they're already successful. They're just looking for growth, and talking about the regulation and things like that. Watch the video. I'm not going to get into that. So the one of the things we talked about was they have a USDC partnership, a very recent one. So if you look at, well, who's involved in USDC, this is the top, the top thing here. Goldman Sachs is a top 12 bank. They back Circle, which is the company that issues USDC. Pretty interesting. It starts to tie together. And of course, there's, the Big 12. And, just for the hell of it, okay, cool. Goldman Sachs, big whoop-de-doo, half $1 trillion. That is a big whoop-de-doo. But anyways, that's why they're a top 12 bank. Anyways, you climb up the ladder, you go all the way I just went right to the top, came from the bottom here. And JP Morgan, 3.3 trillion. So that's a lot. That's a lot of assets. Okay. So then just, let's compare it to, let's see what JP Morgan has to do with USDC. Well, if you search, you're not going to find direct correlation that JP Morgan Chase loves USDC or backs it or anything of that nature. But the more important thing here is that we have Avalanche and their connection with JP Morgan. It's pretty interesting. You can read into this. JP Morgan's very bullish on Avalanche. Be a great trade or a great long-term hold, and not financial advice, but it's great. So this is, you can research that. The next thing around that is if you dig a little deeper, well, what's Avalanche? Okay. Well, oh wow, Circle. It's one of the chains that supports USDC. Well, that's pretty interesting that Avalanche is, one of the chains that supports USDC, because not every chain supports USDC. You can go and look up all you want as far as the chains in here and understand who supports USDC. But I mean, out of 25,000, 30,000 cryptocurrencies, look, this is it. Avalanche is in that eeny weeny little list here. It's pretty interesting. So 260 million total supply. That's, quite a bit there that's going on. And you tie it back around into Goldman Sachs, back Circle issues USDC. Avalanche is one of the few, in my opinion, chains that support USDC or is official partner for USDC. That's interesting. And then tying it back to JP Morgan and Chase, they're pretty involved with Avalanche. They're very bullish on it, as I am. And there you go. Okay, so we covered all the technical crap. So what I like to do was what I'm going to be doing here is at the end of every stream, keep looking at my watch. I got 20 minutes to mess around with this. So thinking about a song, thinking about what did I cover? Big 12 banks, that'd be cool lyric, I'm assuming. Big 12 bank, USDC, Maple Bloomberg, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. All right. So all right. Write me a song. Make sure you guys can see this on my screen over here. Okay, you can. Good. And about Maple Finance, the Big 12 banks, USDC, JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs. Okay. Let's do some moving around here. And you know I'm going to do a sound check too. On that. All right, let's see what this sounds like. Come on, move it. Come on, move it. All right, that'll work. So, since I like the groove, let's tune the guitar. All right, that'll work. So, since I like the groove, let's tune the guitar. Since I'm feeling all groovy, since I'm feeling a little bit chill today, just try to make it like a chill setup. These wires, they're great. All right. Get a groove. So Maple Bank, Maple Finance rising high, a DeFi star in the sky, Big 12 banks watch in awe as the crypto revolution draws. USDC a stable friend, a bridge between worlds without end. JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs join the dance, no turning back. Okay. A symphony of finance, a digital renaissance, DeFi and TradeFi, hand in hand. Oh yeah, I like this, of course. I'm just going to play with that. All right. Oh yeah. A symphony of finance. What do I like? Okay. A symphony of finance. A symphony of finance. Oh. A symphony of finance. 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 Okay. I like it. Okay. A symphony of finance, a digital renaissance, DeFi and TradeFi, hand in hand, building a future grand. Maple connects the dots with its innovative plots from blockchain to Wall Street and paradigram, a new paradigram, a new a new paradigm. Ooh, I'm just gonna stop it at no. That's too wordy. From blockchain to Wall Street, a new system complete. Let's do that. All right. A symphony of finance. Settings. Okay. What are we? Slow jam. It's too much. Too much beat. Too much beat. Banger. Double time. Dirt road. Let's just change the kit. What happens when I change the kit? Don't mess with me, man. Do I want acoustic? I mean, I kind of like the, I don't know. If I do the electronic, then it's just going to get me to do like techno type stuff, which I can do that, but you know, I'm just going to do maybe that. See what happens here. symphony of finance. Symphony of finance. Symphony of finance. Sympathy of finance. Digital renaissance. A digital renaissance, DeFi and TradeFi, hand in hand, building a future grand. Symphony of digital renaissance, DeFi and TradeFi, hand in hand, building a future grand. Symphony. Symphony of finance, a digital renaissance, DeFi and TradeFi, hand in hand, building a future grand. Maple connects the dots with its innovative plots from blockchain to Wall Street. Symphony of finance. Symphony of finance. Symphony of finance. DeFi and TradeFi, hand in hand. DeFi and TradeFi, hand in hand. Symphony of finance. DeFi and TradeFi, hand in hand. Maple connects the dots. 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 From blockchain to Wall Street, Maple connects the dots with its innovative plots. Simple connects the dots. Maple connects the dots. Maple connects the dots with its innovative plots. Blockchain to Wall Street. Simple connects the dots. Maple connects the dots. Maple connects the dots. Maple connects the dots. Simple connects the dots. decentralize. What connects the dots? Simply refine the dots. What connects the dots? Decentralized dots. Simply refine the dots. Simply refine the what connects the dots, decentralized dots. Simply refine the what connects the dots, decentralized dots. Simply refine the simply refine the what connects the dots, decentralized dots. Simply refine the what connects the dots, decentralized dots. Simply refine the simply refine the what connects the dots, decentralized dots. Simply refine the what connects the dots, decentralized dots. Simply refine the what connects the dots, decentralized dots. Simply refine the what connects the dots, decentralized dots. Simply refine the all right, I'll take that. That's good. Maybe I'll do like some country next time or something. I don't know. Get a bit more guitar play in there. I'm happy with that. Got to reverse it once. Simply. Got to reverse it all at least one time. Got it. So let's unreverse it. That's the original one. So I'm going to do one track at a time, turn it all off, see how it all added in. And me find out. What connects the dots to centralized dots? Simply let me find out. And that concludes the live stream today. There we go.